I'm Chloe Sarptes. I'm on the red team, and this is my third year in Guatemala.
Hey, I'm Stuart, and I'm on the blue team, and this is my second year to be in Guatemala.
I'm Miranda, and I'm on the yellow team, and this is my third year in Guatemala.
I came back, I guess 3 times, just because the kids here are so filled with joy and so sweet and kind, and they're precious.
Last year I found that Guatemala was just a great experience by bringing me closer to just the kids and to a different kind of ministry. I found myself growing closer to also the members of Grace and even closer to ministry back home.
I came back because I think like the kids here are really special to me, especially coming back like after being here in the past. I love what God's doing here in the ministry and what Andrew started. I really respect his ministry, and the impact it has on the kids' lives I think it's really important to them. I know that lots of the kids wouldn't be in good situations if it weren't for Escuela Integrada.
First day of this week, I went and I worked at the work sites. We helped at 2 different work sites due to a small problem, but we worked on 2 bathrooms and 1 kitchen. Our second day, so yesterday, we had VBS and played soccer with the kids.
On the second day, we got to go do construction, and we went and worked at a house, and the walls and everything were just black. The floor was just covered in dirt and just trash, and so we knocked down the walls, took everything out. We were disassembling the stove, and it was cinder blocks, and so we're taking them out, and we've got cockroaches pouring out of it, at least 200, which we had gotten used to by that point. And so we moved one of the last cinder blocks on the bottom row, and we're moving it, and suddenly this entire family of rats comes scurrying out, and we were all scared, but Brannon is the biggest guy on the team, goes ah! Jumps up and screams, and we all were howling. It was so great. That was really fun.
Well, first we did VBS, that was the first day, and we did songs and puppet shows and crafts and games and snack with the kids of Escuela Integrada. And then we built some tables for the school for the kids to use.
What I've learned from Becky and Andrew is that you really can't do everything right. You have to kind of play it by ear, and you have to keep praying and asking for forgiveness and repentance, and keep repenting and just ask that the Lord changes you to be who He wants you to be, and that you have to remember when you're down here, you have to remember that you're not doing this for yourself. You're not doing this for to glorify yourself. You are doing this to glorify God.
I loved the talk that Andrew had 2 nights ago. It was about not thinking so much in the future as in the present. I just noticed when he said that how I might apply that to several areas of my life, and so I think I will take home just how I should think more in present, and how I should always not avoid applying things to the present because I want to put them off towards a distant, idealistic future.
I really like our devos this week. I learned a lot about God's love and how He cares for us, and what Becky was saying about the character of the Guatemalans, how they're sometimes they're easily intimidated and everything. It just makes me double check myself whenever I'm in a situation with them, to make sure that I'm loving them to the best of my ability without intimidating anyone or being overly American, I guess. I remember last year I came and lots of the kids' soles were falling off the shoes, and they didn't tie closed, and there were lots of holes, and I was thinking half these kids have to walk from home all the way to school, and there's rusty nails and dirt, and there's probably things that hold infection, and if they cut their feet and then walk without ample shoes, then they could get really sick. So I got together with Dorian and Jesse and a bunch of the students, and we held a bake sale at Arbor Hills, and so we raised $700 to buy about 127 pairs of shoes for them. So we bought a bunch of shoes for them, and then we used the extra on like socks and underwear and anything else that they needed.
We went and did home visits. We went to the house of a 6-year-old named Camilla, and I knew she's such a sweet girl, but we went and we sat down, or we were standing in her house, and it was like any other home visit, and she suddenly comes around. She very kindly forces us onto the bed, and she seats every single one of us in this tiny little room with 3 beds. And then after we're all seated, she comes around and gives us hugs and kisses. She was so hospitable and kind.
People should come to Guatemala because here there's a different type of ministry and a different type of connection with the people and just with each other and with God. And there's a different type of love that doesn't have as many distractions, that doesn't have so many just obstacles. Really, it's just all about people and all about the relationships. And so when you come here, you just really dive into that, and it's a great experience.
The way that Andrew and Becky have made the ministry down here, it's so well organized that having a mission group come in here, we're able to get so much done, and you really have the accomplishment. And then when you see the looks on the kids' faces as you say goodbye, you know that they're not going to forget you and that you've made a real impact. What Andrew was saying, how the kids, lots of them, no matter what you do, you can smile at them and they just feel the warmth of Jesus Christ. So if we can, it's just coming down here, it's so special to me, especially to see how just a smile, a wave, or a hug can impact a life.
I think others should come to Guatemala just because the kids are so joyous with so little. And it's so neat to see just how different it is. It's so eye-opening. It's a very different experience than what we have in the United States. So yeah, the end.